Thank you so much, Karen, for that lovely introduction. Hello, everyone. My name is Matt Bobkin, and I'm very honored to speak with Charlie Angus today about his new book. But before I do, Charlie, if you could read us an excerpt from Dangerous Memory, your new book, out now on House of Anansi.
I have never sat on the stage at the Horseshoe Tavern. Age does stuff to us. I was 15 the first time I came to the Horseshoe Tavern. They didn't check back then. But I was dressed like a geek, and I never dressed like that again. I'm going to begin I'm going to read the beginning, but I just want to. Did I say this is a great stocking stuffer? Oh yeah. So this book is to my mother, Anne Marie, who continues to teach me lessons in faith, hospitality, and awe. And special thanks for schooling a young punk in the original outlaw musical canon. Irish rebel songs, Hank Williams, and Johnny Cash. Thanks, Mom. The long shadow of the 1980s. Memory produces hope in the same way that amnesia produces despair. Walter Brueggemann, Hope in the Dark. I've been obsessing about an old banker's box. It's tucked away in a spare bedroom. There isn't much in it. Some punk rock posters, letters, photographs of a long closed homeless shelter, and a handwritten diary. After decades of disinterest in the box, I find myself seeking it out, particularly the diary, hoping it can help me make sense of what is happening in the world around me. The fact is, I can't seem to get my bearings. I search for signposts and familiar patterns, but it's like looking through the distortions of a funhouse mirror. My political, social, and environmental certainties have been knocked off their axis. The world is an uncharted territory. These are troubled times, disorienting times, frightening times. Blame it on the fire tornadoes, or the pandemic, or the data-driven AI that is poisoning the well of human conversation. Blame it on toxic capitalism. I know many in my age group, Gen X and Boomers, who are also increasingly obsessed with their younger lives. Nostalgia for the 1980s is everywhere. In popular culture, the 80s is a shorthand for a simpler and more fun time. Flock of seagull haircuts and catchy pop songs and Breakfast Club brat pack tropes. It is Hawkins, Indiana, in the Netflix hit Stranger Things. A landscape of well-stocked shopping malls, morning paper routes, and social cohesion. In Hawkins, the young stand up to the darker forces threatening middle-class America, the upside-down world of monstrous demogorgons. Airbrushed from 80s nostalgia is the real upside-down that confronted people, the political and corporate counter-revolution that killed the American dream. And this is what brings me back to the banker's box. Not nostalgia. I'm looking for clues. I want to know how that upside down created the dystopian world confronting us today. Because the crisis of the 2020s is something different than a cultural lingering stasis. The reality is the political, environmental, and economic forces unleashed in the 1980s have finally caught up to us. This historical frame is essential for making sense of the dissonance of our times. As Stephen Stoll writes, seeing the world without the past would be like visiting a city after a devastating hurricane and declaring that the people have always lived in rooms. This book is an offering of dangerous memories to a young generation. They are living in the rooms of a state-sanctioned pillaging of the economy, the environment, and the common good, and they deserve to be told there was nothing natural about the rise of the billionaire oligarchs. This inequality was a deliberate construct, a staged crisis that broke the back of the North American working class. And they deserve to be taught that people fought back. And this is the real reason for me unpacking those dangerous memories in that banker's box. I want the young generation to know that an alternate future was envisioned in the 1980s. Seeds were planted that could still sprout today. What was made can be unmade. What was decreed can be overturned. This book is not a lament, it is a call to arms. And therein lies the real power of dangerous memory. It offers lessons in resistance. And it tells us that our individual and collective actions can make a difference. If ever there was a time to take to the streets, it is now.